Can I? Namaskaram. Welcome to KNA, Kerala NEET Academy. So, today my name is Ashok Kumar. Today we are going to speak about 30 questions from the chapters Living World, Cell, Biological Classification and Cell Cycle. So, among these 4 chapters, we are going to see some questions. Okay? So, I am going to start. So, interact. Those who are seeing the videos, questions, interact. I will tell you the standards of the questions. Okay? So, almost all questions are from the NCERT, okay, which are useful to the NEET students. So, I am going to start with the first question. Which of the following suffix? Suffix means the one not starts with, the name ends with, end, suffix. Used for units of classification specifically mentioned in plants. Indicates taxonomic category of family. Okay, that's the direct question. Okay, okay. The standard question I will tell you one by one. Okay, first you can go for the suffix that is used for. Here we are telling suffix is used to indicate the families. Okay, for example, in case of the plants, we are telling as a, for example, wheat. Wheat. The family name is a Poaceae. You can understand, Aceae. So, we need to take example here, it is a plants. For example, if you go for the mango, what is the name of the family of the mango? Anarchidaceae. Anarchidaceae. Now, you can understand, the name ends with a Aceae. So, I am going for option 3, Aceae. So, in case of the plants, when it comes to the Aceae, that indicates the family in case of the plants. So, going for first question, going for the option 3. Example is a wheat, Poaceae, mango, Anarchidaceae. Okay. Now, I am going for the next question. The term systematic, this is also from the living world, systematics. Here, there is a 3 words which are small confusion. Okay. The first word is related to the classification. The first one related to the classification. Second one is a taxonomy. The next one is a systematics. So, these 3 are the mostly, there are interconvertible words we are using. What is a classification? What is a taxonomy? What is a systematics? First one is a classification, grouping of anything. Understand the difference first. Classification and taxonomy, difference you understand first, okay? Classification is a grouping of anything. Anything means what? Classification of the living objects, classification of the non-living object, anything. That one is a grouping of living organism, grouping of non-living organisms. That is comes under the classification. That is we are calling grouping of anything. Comes to the taxonomy. Now you need to understand the difference. Taxonomy is a grouping of only living organisms. Living organism. Now I am asking you, after listening the definition of classification and taxonomy, what is the difference? What is the relation between the classification and taxonomy? Taxonomy is one type of classification. Understand? Classification involves a grouping of both living and non-living objects. Taxonomy is a grouping of only living organism. That means taxonomy is one type of classification. But taxonomy is related to only classification of living organisms only. The difference between the classification and taxonomy comes to the systematics. The name system as NCERT point of view, Linnaeus are used the what it called as the Systema Naturae. The first systematics that are used in the book Systema Naturae written by the great Linnaeus sir. Okay, he proposed Linnaeus sir also proposed the 2 kingdom classification. Okay, systematics, that means This is also classification of living organisms only. Sir, when you are telling taxonomy is a classification of living organism, systematics also classification of living organism. What is the difference? The difference is a basis. Taxonomy is a classification of living organism based on the external characters, based on the internal character, ultrastructure of the cell, developmental features, ecological properties. Understand? Taxonomy is a classification of living organism based on the external character, based on the internal character, based on the developmental features, based on the ecology. But systematics is based on the evolutionary relationships. Great thing, great thing. Evolutionary relationships. That we are calling as a phylogeny. Evolutionary relationship. Definitely one organism more or less is associated relationship with other organism. Some organisms are very closely associated. Some organisms are evolutionary somewhat far. Some may not be related. That is why the taxonomy and systematic, the difference is a basis. Both are even though classification of living organisms, but the basis is a different. Okay, I hope you can clear. While you are studying the textbook, we need to small discrimination. Classification is what? Taxonomy is what is the systematics what? Okay, now comes to the question term systematics. So, identification and classification of plants and animals. Very good. That's good way of telling. Now, so I am taking the best from the options. Nomenclature and identification of the plants and animals. That's also good. That also comes under the systematics. Diversity of kinds of organism and their relationships. Phylogenetic relationship. That is why I am going for option 3. Option 4, study of the habitats of organisms and their so partially okay. That is why among the 4 options, when you are seeing, the best answer is a 3. Diversity of the kinds of organism. What is the relationship among themselves? That related to the systematic. Systemic arrangement of living organism based on their evolutionary relationships. That is the systematics. Okay, along with the question, try to understand this one difference. Okay, that is why I took this one. Next one, I am going for the next question. Okay, good. Okay, I will tell you. The taxonomic unit phylum in the classification of animals is equivalent to the hierarchy level of classification of plants. Okay, direct question. Okay, first before going to tell direct answer, we can tell the answer. Okay, wait for me. What is a taxonomic hierarchy? How many number of obligate categories are present? As we know, 7. 7 obligate categories. What is a increasing order? The first one is a species. Can you tell along with me? Okay. Can you tell or can you recollect along with me? Species. The next one is a genus. Before species, individual organisms, but as a taxonomic hierarchy. Next one is a family. Next one is a order. Next one is a class. The next one is a phylum. The next one is a kingdom. Yes or no? This one is a species, genus, family, order, class, phylum and kingdom. This is a how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I hope you remember. There are 7 obligate taxonomic categories. 7. Okay. This one is species, genus, family, order, class, phylum and kingdom is a taxonomic hierarchy in case of the animals. If I ask what is a taxonomic hierarchy in case of the plants? Species same, genus same, family same, order same, class same. Instead of phylum, we can use that is called as a division. Division. Instead of the phylum is equals to the division in case of the plants. I am going for option 3. 1 year given question in the NEET exam. Okay, be careful. Okay. So taxonomic hierarchy. Either they will ask ascending order or descending order. 1. They will ask taxonomic hierarchy with respect to of the plants or with respect to of the animals. So either ascending order or descending order. Second one is they are asking taxonomic hierarchy with respect to of the plants or with respect to of the animals. Okay, that's okay. Now I am going. Next question. Now fourth question, one time you can check. This is a good question. In the classification wise, this is a good question. Why I will tell you. First, can you check the question? Botanical gardens and a geological park have. When you see the question, immediately we can feel, sir, this is immediately we can go, sir, this is a living world, that's good. But in the living world, such options are not there. So, out of NCERT. No, it's out of NCERT. Or a normal student feel this is out of NCERT. That particularly, now you can come, sir. Why I gave the good? Botanical garden and geological parks comes a living world, but this is a correlation between the biodiversity. Biodiversity, you got it? Biodiversity. Last one, there is absolute question. It's not relative. Absolute question. In the in situ conservation and ex situ conservation, do you remember? In situ and ex situ conservation. There is absolute question in the biodiversity in the concept of in situ and ex situ conservation. Okay. As we know, in situ conservation, the protecting the organism which are going to extinct. Okay, na? Rare organisms, endemic organisms. We are going to protecting those rare organisms in the natural habitats. In the natural habitat. That is in situ conservation. But in case of ex situ conservation, the plants or the organism or the animals which are like going to extinct, those organisms, their rare organism, we are taken from the natural habitat. They are taken out of that. We are protecting the artificial habitats. This one is called as a ex situ conservation. So, in that ex situ conservation, you can get the botanical garden and zoological park, safari parks, if you remember. So, botanical gardens and zoological parks comes under the ex situ conservation. You understand why I gave the name is called as a good. Okay, that is why in this one law we are going to protect three. That means collection of the endemic, those who are going to extinct, along with that exotic living organism, exotic living species, those exotic living species and endemic organism which are what it called as a, they are going to be extinct. Okay. So, to protect those one, we are storing or we are saving in the botanical garden and zoological parks. So, I am telling question number 4 is a good question. It is a connection between the living world and biodiversity chapters. Good. Going forward, I hope you got it. Okay. Botanical gardens and zoological parks is a collection of the endemic and exotic living species. Okay. Going forward, good question. Next one. All living organisms. Fifth question I am going. All living organisms. So good. Okay. I will tell you which is a good, which is a that one. Already classified. All living organisms are linked to each other through. First I am telling through is a statement in the living world. Is a through common genetic material but varying degree. Now you can connect this also. Can you take the good question? Can you consider this is a good question? Good. It has its own threshold value. Why? Because first understand this one. All living organisms, do they have common genetic material or not? All living organisms. Don't bring the viruses. Viruses are not comes under the living organism. Yes, sir. What is the genetic material in the bacteria? DNA. What is the genetic material in the protista? DNA. What is the genetic material in the fungi? DNA. Double stranded DNA. When I pronounce DNA itself, you need to understand double stranded DNA. What is the genetic material in the plants? Double stranded DNA. Variation is there, basic genetic material. What is the genetic material in the animals? Double stranded DNA. Now you can understand. All living organisms from bacteria up to the animalia, animals, what is the only genetic material? Double stranded DNA. But here Bacteria is a somewhat different in the composition with the protista. Protista is a somewhat different from the fungi. That is why I am telling all living organisms are linked through a common genetic material but a varying degree. There it goes. Then why I made it is a good? Because same statement, almost similar statement, you can find in the evolution also. You can find in the evolution also. I found, definitely, that's why otherwise I will not tell. Na? For same also, all living organisms that were existed having the common ancestor, all are linked, they having the common ancestor. Same, almost similar conclusion. That is why all living organisms that were existed, all living organisms living now, all living organisms will live. All are interconnected with each other through a common genetic material but varying degrees. That is why fifth question, fourth, along with fourth question, fifth question, I am going go for the good category because it is linking the two different chapters. Going good. Then comes to the next question. Okay, living world, direct question. Okay, I will tell you where you need to consider. First you can check, match the column 1 and column 2. Okay. Family, here Tuberosome, Polymoniale, Solanum, Plantae, Solanaceae. Going for the A belongs to the 4. Okay, this is okay. This is okay. Next one is kingdom. Here only one kingdom mentioned is the Plantae. So I am going for B belongs to 4. Okay, this is okay. Now B belongs to 4. Next one is the order. Polymoniales, order. So that is why I am going for C is apt for the 2. Okay, this is okay. Next one is a species and a genus. Solanum tuberosum. So the species is belongs to 1. So that is a D is a belongs to 1. Okay, I am going for option 1. Option 1. One time you can check. Direct question. But in this point I want to tell, okay, in this question, exam point of view, this question is important, no doubt about it, exam point. But in living world, there is a table is there. There is a table is there. Already, preparation already started for everyone. So, already I hope everybody developed one shortcut to remember that particular table. Damn surely, or 70 to 80% probability in the living world, get the question from the table. Okay, na? There are different ways to ask there, but there is 70 to 80% probability to get question from the table. But some, definitely there is a chance to confuse also. That is why somehow by shortcut or some code you develop to remember the living world table. So scientific name for the wheat, scientific name of the man, scientific name of the mosquito, that is a housefly, scientific name of the wheat, mango. Okay, can you try to remember? Going forward, sixth, okay. Exam point of view important. Okay. Next one is next question. There it goes. Which of the following considered as the twin characters of the growth? I am not explaining much. First statement, growth, first almost statement increase in the cell number and increase in the cell mass are the twin characters of the growth. So, I am going seventh one is a 3. Increase in the mass and increase in the number of the individuals are the twin characters of the growth. Direct question. So, no explanation. Okay. Next one. This is also okay. But NCERT okay. In majority of higher animals and the plant, reproduction and growth, there is a 2 statements are there if you remember. In unicellular organisms, tell me what are the unicellular organisms, which organisms comes under unicellular? Bacteria. Okay. The next one is a protista. The next one is a yeast. These are comes under the unicellular. In unicellular organism, growth and reproduction are synonymous. Synonymous. Both are same to same. Growth is equals to reproduction in case of unicellular organism. In case of the higher plants and animals, growth and reproduction both are two different things. Both are two different events. That is why both are mutually exclusive events. Mutually exclusive, different events. One is depends on another, one is involves other, but growth is a process different, reproduction process is different. That is, so I am concluding the question number 8. In the unicellular organism, growth and reproduction are synonymous. In case of higher plants and animals, growth and reproduction both are mutually exclusive events. Okay, good. Okay question. Next one. So directly diagrammatic question. So this one is related to the TMV. The best studied virus, tobacco mosaic virus, TMV. The first discovered virus, TMV. The best studied virus, TMV. Okay. So almost our virology knowledge, if you start studying the virology textbook, almost introduction virology knowledge is about the TMV only. Okay. Directly they are telling. So tobacco mosaic virus, it's a plant virus. Plant virus. I hope you can understand. Plant virus means phytophage. Phytophage. Okay. That is a TMV. Okay. What is the genetic material here? This is a single stranded RNA. Single stranded RNA. This one B represented the capsid. Capsid is made up of capsomers. It's fundamental, very fundamental knowledge. A virus consists of genetic material either either RNA or DNA. Either RNA or DNA. That nucleic acid genetic material is surrounded by the capsid. Capsid made up of capsomers. So that is why without much discussion with regarding this one, I am going for option 4. The best questions are there. The good questions are there after. Okay. Stay focused in the live. Okay. So after reading the question, tick the answer, your preferred answer, and wait for the explanation. Okay. Good. Next one. Parasitic fungi. So comes to the biological classification. So fungi, that examples are very important. Whether you are concentrated or not, I don't know. Okay. Once we are reading, what are the examples? Very limited examples only. Okay. What are the examples of Phycomycetes? Mucor, Albigo, Rhizopus. What are examples of Ascomycetes? Very important. Yeast. The sooner it will come, I will tell. Yeast, Aspergillus, Clabsepsis, Neurospora. Next one, Basidiomycetes. Very important. Mushrooms. Okay. Puccinia, Ustilago. Deuteromycetes, Collectotrichum alternaria. Okay, na? So example, why I am telling biological classification examples are important. Some duration back, after studying biological classification, I got very good clarity while I am studying the microbes in human welfare. Very good clarity. That is why some at this age, +1, +2 age, there is always a small fluctuation between whether it is a bacteria or fungi, bacteria, fungi. So that clear difference you can understand with the biological classification. I am going. Okay. Which one is a parasitic fungi of mustard? First you can go for Mucor. Mucor belongs to Phycomycetes. Next one is Albigo. That is also related to the Phycomycetes. Puccinia. This is related to the Basidiomycetes. Nice. Mushrooms. Don't think all mushrooms are not possible to eat. Some are highly deadly poisonous mushrooms. Rhizopus is also belongs to Phycomycetes. This one is called as a bread mold. Rhizopus. This one I am going for option 2. Parasitic fungi of mustard. Important. Exam important. Okay. I am giving the single star, important for exam, NEET exam important. Okay. Parasitic. Which one is a rust fungi? Puccinia. Rust fungi. Mucor. So I am going for option 10th question, option 2, Albigo. Parasitic fungi on mustard. Okay. So I am telling example is important, exam purpose important, biological classification examples are important. The next one is, the next question, 11th question. Nice question. This definitely I am giving for answer is a good. Good, no doubt about it. When it is a pronunciation you can understand. Why I am giving the good? Which of the following are most suitable indicators of SO2 pollution you can take, air pollution you can take, at least you can remember the pollution. Okay, that definitely answer is going for the option 1, lichens, no doubt. Now you tell why I gave this as a good question. Just you think. Lichens, what are lichens? Okay. Okay, na? Symbiotic association between algae and fungi, what algae is doing, what fungi is doing. Okay. Everybody may remember. Okay. Why I gave the good question? The same question, they are the suitable indicators of the pollution, air pollution. If you remember, the same thing which is related to the industrial melanism. Industrial melanism. Remember that? Industrial melanism. Industrial melanism, there is one example. So I hope you are getting that one. That is a very classic example of the natural selection given by the great Darwin, sir. Okay, so that is why I hope you are okay. Good question. Why Ashok sir is giving the good? It has its own standard. Biological classification with genetics. Now the next one is the 12th question. Characteristic feature of yeast. Going for good. I am going for good. First let me complete this one. What is the goodness? I will tell you. Okay. Character. So while I am telling, recollect. Okay. Recollect. What is there in your brain? Recollect. Characteristic feature of yeast. Unicellular. Reproduced by budding. Very good. That is why budding yeast. Fungi is made up of chitinous cell wall. So I am going for the all of the above. Are you sure? About the options, are you sure? Okay. I hope okay. Now comes to this one. Why I gave definitely more than good. Slightly more than good. Sir, yeast. When I said this is a unicellular fungi. What is yeast, sir? Unicellular fungi. Chitinous cell wall, everything okay. I hope you are okay. Okay. Lastly, I will tell the chitin. Okay. So, yeast unicellular fungi. What is the link with the other chapters? When you are telling yeast, one example is a Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Saccharomyces cerevisiae is one example of yeast. Any other, remember any other yeast? Any other yeast? When you are studying, that is a Monascus purpura, statins. Monascus purpura. So, yeast, two examples. One is a Saccharomyces cerevisiae, another one is a Monascus purpura, are examples of the yeast. Okay. Now comes to this one, yeast. It is used in preparation of, this is a Baker's yeast. Baker's yeast. Used in the production of the, used in the preparation of the, what you call duff, used for the bakery. So, that one. Along with that one is brewer's yeast. Brewer's yeast, brewing, alcohol production. Same Saccharomyces cerevisiae yeast. Alcohol production, alcohol production. This word which is a links with the microbes and respiration plants. Okay, okay, that's good. This one is a Monascus purpura, that is a statins. Statins. Any other point is related to the yeast? Any other point? Think. Human health and disease. Vaccination. The first recombinant vaccine, hepatitis B vaccine. Hepatitis B vaccine. Produced from the host, that is also yeast. Why? I gave more than the good because of this one. What is yeast? Unicellular fungi. Example, Saccharomyces cerevisiae and Monascus purpura. Saccharomyces cerevisiae, also called as a Baker's yeast, also called as a brewer's yeast. It is used for production of the first recombinant vaccine, hepatitis B vaccine. Next one is a Monascus purpura, used for production of statins. Okay. Now I am going for forward. Okay. Monascus purpura, that you can make it sure. That is why I gave this one. So a small link. Chitinous cell wall. Anybody remember chitin? Chitin, is it simple polysaccharide or complex polysaccharide? Last year given question. Simple or complex? Is a complex polysaccharide. Complex polysaccharide. 1 point. Chitin is a homopolysaccharide or heteropolysaccharide? Chitin is a homopolysaccharide or heteropolysaccharide? Homo or hetero? Maybe less than 10% having the small confusion. It belongs to homopolysaccharide. Homopolysaccharide. It's a polymer of NAG. N-acetyl glucosamine. N-acetyl glucosamine, not N-acetyl galactosamine. Is a homopolymer of NAG. N-acetyl glucosamine. So that it is a nitrogen containing the complex homopolysaccharide. Understand na? Why I gave this question is a more than good. Complex polysaccharide, homopolymer of N-acetyl glucosamine. So it is a nitrogen containing a complex homopolysaccharide. Now take the chitin. Last version. The cell wall of the fungi. Oh wow, one more, just instantly stimulated. Wait for that one. Chitin is a fungal cell wall is made up of the chitin. Maybe everybody remembered. Okay. Exoskeleton of insects. That is also made up of chitin. Wow, beautiful. The next one. Chitin is one of the ecosystem, organic decomposition. Chitin is one of the substance which is what it called as it's a resistant to the organic decomposition. So if you studied, you will get it. It is one of the, if a soil containing the chitin, it's a it will take long time duration to undergo organic decomposition. It's one of the very rare substance which takes resistant to the organic decomposition, chitin. Any other which is linked in the what it called as a biotechnology. Which enzyme you can use to extract the DNA if you take fungal, if you want to extract the DNA from the fungi, which enzyme you are using to break down the cell wall of the fungi? You can call it as a chitinase. I said chitinase just now, that's stimulated in the brain. Now I am going for conclusion. You can understand. One thing, how many chapters you can understand. That is once a person studied this situation. So going forward, this is a beautiful question. I gave the more than good option. So I am going for 13th question. I hope you take time. Pause the one, what it called as a think. This is a relation. Maybe I forget. Okay, you recollect. Okay, something maybe I forget. Next one is which of the following shows the coordinated movement of the cilia? Direct question. Okay, ciliated protozoa. What is that one? Paramecia. Okay, in this classification I hope you are okay. Protozoa, ancestors of the animals, primitive ancestors of the animals. Classification based on their locomotory structure. Amoeboid protozoan. Example, amoeboid protozoan. Anybody example? Example is Entamoeba histolytica. Remember Entamoeba histolytica, Meiosis, amoebic dysentery, blood clots, stools containing a mucus with blood clots, Entamoeba histolytica. Good. Amoeboid protozoan. Next one is a ciliated. Already we said paramecia. The next one is a flagellated trypanosoma. Here only you will get. I think nowhere. Next one is a sporozoans. Nobody will forget. Plasmodia. Life cycle is also there if you remember. So I am telling based on the locomotory structures, amoeboid protozoans, ciliated protozoan, flagellated protozoans and sporozoans regarding this. Okay. Okay, NCERT based. Okay. Next one is the 14th question. Which of the following is not involved in the sexual life cycle of fungi? Above average. Because 3 stages important. Okay. That is why in that case, sexual life cycle of fungi consists of 3 stages. Sexual life cycle. When I am pronouncing sexual life cycle, which fungi you should not use? Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes or Deuteromycetes you should not involve. Why? Answer is Deuteromycetes. Why? Deuteromycetes is a fungi imperfect. There is no sexual reproduction. Okay, I can convince like that. Okay, so in the sexual reproduction, 3 stages. First one is step 1 is called as a plasmogamy. Fusion of protoplasm. Once the plasmogamy is over, next one is a karyogamy. Karyogamy, fusion of the nucleus. Now you will get the diploid. Okay. After this one, dikaryotic stage, characteristic feature of ascon basidium is another concept. Okay. Third one is called as a meiosis. Sequence important, sequence important. Okay. Plasmogamy, karyogamy followed by the meiosis. As a result of meiosis, meiospores will generate. What are the meiospores? Sexually producing spores. You can call it as ascospores or you can call it as a basidiospores. Asco or basidiospores. Stage is important, okay? Sequence important. I am going for option 3. Not involve the sexual life cycle of fungi is a mitosis. Okay? Okay. Going for NEET exam important. NEET exam important. Okay, next one. Order is very important. Order is very important. One more similar question I will frame for you. That one is what is the order of the experiment in a Hershey and Chase experiment? Order. Hershey and Chase experiment order. First one is a infection. Next one is a blending. Next one is a centrifugation. Do you remember? Infection, blending followed by the centrifugation. Order important. Here similarly, plasmogamy, karyogamy, meiosis. Their infection, blending, centrifugation. That is a similar question. The next question, 15th question, I am going forward. Okay. Dinoflagellate do not possess the feature. Normal question, okay. Marine and photosynthetic. Because they are photosynthetic only, different colors are getting. That's okay. 2 flagella. Do you remember the dinoflagellate? One flagella is between the plates. One flagella is a longitudinal flagella. Okay. The option not possess silica cell wall. Silica cell wall is a diatoms. Diatoms. Diatoms are belongs to chrysophytes. Okay. Silica cell wall, indestructible cell wall, diatomous earth. That related. Okay. That's good. So 15th question, third question, okay. Third option, okay. Next one is which of the following is not mode of bacterial reproduction? Okay. This one is exam point topic important, but this is a very fundamental knowledge. Fundamental knowledge. If you don't have clarity, it will somewhat. Not mode of bacteria, fission. Most common reproduction in the bacteria, binary fission. Time is 20 minutes. Why I said you can observe. Most common, under favorable condition, all the bacteria undergo reproduction by binary fission. Or under favorable condition, all bacteria undergo growth by reproduction, by binary. So, both words. Under favorable condition, all bacteria undergo reproduction by binary fission. Under favorable condition, all bacteria undergo growth by binary fission. Growth, reproduction, both are synonymous. That's okay. Binary fission, if you take E. coli, 20 minutes. Why I said you can understand. Why I said is knowledgeable. Just, if you don't know the E. coli is a bacteria, binary fission, 20 minutes, how much limitation it will come? Centriole experiment. You can observe. So many chapters, the link is there. That's why. Next one is under unfavorable condition. Under adverse condition, spore formation. Spore formation. This is also important. Bacteria, spore formation, not adverse condition. Can I correlate? Can I correlate? Can you think any bacteria we are studying biotechnology or any other chapter? I will correlate. If I see BT, Bacillus thuringiensis, you can observe. Now you can understand. Bacillus produces the spore. Sporulation under adverse condition. Now you remember during the sporulation of the Bacillus thuringiensis, it produces a toxin in the form of inactivated stage is called as a protoxin. Understand why I called as a knowledge wise. Okay. Bacillus is one of the rarest bacteria produces a spore. Only 2 bacteria only produce spores. One is a Bacillus, another one is a Clostridium. Clostridium. These 2 bacteria only can produce as the endospores. So now you can correlate. Fission I said knowledge wise. Spore I said okay sir. That is why Bacillus thuringiensis produced under adverse condition form the sporulation. During sporulation it produces the one toxin in the inactive state called as a protoxin. Okay, inactivated toxin, once it enters into the gut of the insect, okay, gut of the caterpillar larva, there it become activated at alkaline pH, it kills. How much relation? Next one is a fragmentation. So answer is a fragmentation. Why this one? Conjugation okay, conjugation okay. Instead of conjugation is okay. But conjugation instead of transformation you can give. Transformation. Transduction. There is a 3 options are there while framing the question. Conjugation, transformation, transduction. Among these one, the best option is 3 are the answers. These are the sort of sexual reproduction. If you remember the biological classification, somewhere around a sort of sexual reproduction exhibited by the bacteria. So 3, conjugation, transformation, transduction. But why I prefer transformation, you can directly connect it to the Griffiths-R experiment. That is why very rarely bacteria show parasexual event, that is a conjugation, transformation, transduction. That is why I am going for option 4. Knowledge wise, sir. Knowledge wise, sir. So definitely knowledge grounds it influence a person while listening, while he is thinking, while he is speaking, the knowledge will influence. Next one is 17th question. Okay, good. This instead of good I can call it as a conceptual base. Conceptual. Reduction division occur in the anaphase 1. Yes or no? Reduction division. Number of chromosomes become a half. Anaphase 1. Highly conceptual. Because anaphase 1 is the basis of the total genetics. That is the law of segregation. Anaphase 1. That is why reduction division involves anaphase 1, that is okay. Up to there correct. So there is no need of meiosis 2. Wow, this is wrong. There is a need of meiosis 2 because as a result of meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, there is a formation of the 4 haploid gametes we are calling as a tetrad. That is why there is a actual reduction happening in the meiosis 1 accepted, segregation happened, but meiosis 2 is required to convert dyad of cells convert into tetrad of cells. Okay, that statement wrong. Meiosis 2 occurs, meiosis 2 means anaphase 2 occurs to separate homologous organs. No. Meiosis 1, anaphase 1 involves a separation of homologous chromosomes, but anaphase 2, meiosis 2, anaphase 2, splitting of the centromere, separation of the homologous, splitting of centromere, separation of the sister chromatids happened during the meiosis 2. That is why both statements are wrong. So I am going for option 4. I hope you can understand conceptual. Such a question if you want to attempt, mostly attempt, but such a question want to, person should know the so much in the cell cycle. That's the conceptual. Directly we cannot get it. Correct? Na? That's good. Next one is given below is a representation of the phases. Okay, they mentioned mitosis. They mentioned okay. This first one related to the prophase. Next one is a metaphase. Next one is a anaphase. Okay. Next one is a telophase. Probably the next one is a cytokinesis. Okay. Okay. So D is this one is belongs to G1. Next one is belongs to S. Next one is belongs to G2. Okay. I hope okay. D is related to the synthetic phase, S phase. DNA replication happening. Okay. So B is belongs to metaphase. No. B is belongs to the anaphase. C is belongs to karyokinesis. No. Okay. A is belongs to karyokinesis. This A is a karyokinesis. C is belongs to cytokinesis. Okay. D already I said option 3. A is belongs to cytokinesis. No. A is belongs to karyokinesis. Karyokinesis, nuclear division. Okay. I hope okay. Na? A is belongs to the karyokinesis. C is belongs to cytokinesis. Okay. So I am going for 18th 3. Representation okay. The next question. This is a nice, good. Okay. Replication of the centriole occurs. Direct answer. Centriole replication occurs in the S phase. S phase comes under the interphase. But the difference is here small one point. In the S phase, DNA replication takes place and centriole replication also takes place. Centriole replication, very beautiful concept, okay? But logic is higher level. DNA replication is a semi-conservative semi-conservative model. Centriole replication also semi-conservative way, okay? That's beautiful. The difference is in the S phase, interphase S phase itself, DNA replication takes place, centriole replication. But the difference is centriole replication takes place in the cytoplasm. DNA replication takes place in the nucleus. Both are not dependent, both are independent. Both are occurring in the same phase, but one thing is not linked with the other thing. That is a okay, good. Next one. Explanation is good, okay? Next one. The next one is related to the which of the following 20th question events occur during the G1 phase, DNA replication S phase. During the DNA replication is occurring only mutations will take place or when you mutagens, fertilization no, going for the 2. Growth and normal function of the cell, good ma, that's good, that's good. About G1 phase is a metabolically active or metabolically inactive, metabolically active. G0 metabolically active, G1, yes, G2, M, all stages are metabolically active. Okay, now okay, next one, 21. Differentiated reserve cell remains Z0 state. Okay, differentiation means you can tell. So once the cell division is completed, resulting cells attain their function, attain their maturity. That one is called as a differentiation. That differentiation takes place in the G0 state. Okay, so G0 state, okay, good. Next one, astral rays. If you remember microfilaments, intermediate filaments, microtubules, all these are comes under the cytoskeleton. Cytoskeleton, cell, cytoskeleton. So, astral rays is made up of particularly microtubules. Microtubules. Okay, astral rays, microtubules, mitotic spindle fibers are also made up of the microtubules. Next one, I am going for something good. Next one is something okay conceptual. The next one is a conceptual. First let you read. Mitosis takes place in the somatic cells, body cells. And meiosis takes place in the germ cells, correct. Understand what is the statement? Mitosis takes place, I said a strong word, okay, from my here to up to the tip of the cell. Among these cells, only cell can undergo meiosis is a spermatogonia. If it is a female, from here to here, meiosis takes place only one cell, oogonia. Remaining all cells can undergo only mitosis. That is why mitosis occur in the somatic cells, meiosis occur in the germ cells, correct. During the mitosis, DNA replication once for one cell division, correct. But in meiosis, DNA replicates twice, wrong. I hope you can understand. Only before mitosis, one. Before meiosis, one. Clearly mentioned, there is an interkinesis flow, there is no DNA replication takes place. So, wrong statement. Mitosis and meiosis occur in both sexually and asexual reproduction organisms. Wrong ma. Mitosis occur in both sexual and asexual reproduction organisms. Okay, probably correct. Meiosis occurring in both sexually and asexually. No ma. Meiosis function is to reduce the chromosome number from 2n to n. That is why this is a possible only the sexually reproducing organism. That is why this statement went wrong. So, I am going for option 1. So, conceptual and based on the knowledge. Okay, cell cycle. Next one, 23. Next one is a nice question. I am giving this 24th is a good question. Good question. A non-membranous organelle found exclusively in the animals, directly you can go for the centriole. A small description. Non-membranous organelles, non-membrane bound organelles. If you tell me what are the total non-membranous organelles present in our syllabus. One is called as the inclusion bodies. Remembered? Inclusion bodies. The next one is the ribosomes. First one actually ribosomes, okay? Inclusion bodies. Next one is called as a, what is called as a centrioles. The next one, anybody expect what is the next one? The next one is a nucleolus. Nucleolus. Inclusion bodies are non-membranous only in the prokaryotes. These are the non-membranous in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Centriole only in the eukaryote, especially in the animals. Even not in the plants, not in the fungi. Nucleolus only in the non-membranous in the eukaryote. Please try to understand, okay? In the eukaryotes. Okay? So, nice, good question. Okay. Already I said okay. Next one. Prokaryotic cell have something which is unique in the form of 70S ribosome I cannot consider. Present in both prokaryote and eukaryotic cell. Cell wall, both prokaryote and eukaryote. Composition is different. Plasmids and inclusion bodies, there is a small thing. I am going for the inclusion bodies as NCERT line wise. Inclusion bodies, unique in the form of inclusion bodies responsible for the storing of the required substances. Okay. Next one. During the gram staining, this is a slightly, I can tell if you are following the line to line out of NCERT, if you are following the conceptual understanding, NCERT based, depending on the person, student, okay. Now, gram staining, which one is incorrect? All procedure is based. All bacteria take crystal stain, correct. Both gram positive bacteria and gram procedure, okay, gram staining based, don't worry. So, I am telling slightly out of NCERT, okay. All bacteria, gram positive and gram negative bacteria, first they will take crystal violet, correct. Gram positive bacteria take crystal violet stain, I said. Only gram negative, it's wrong ma, it's wrong. It's because all this one. Gram negative bacteria lost their stain during the alcohol treatment. There is a, we are telling alcohol to washing. That is why this is also correct ma. So 1, 2, 4 correct. So incorrect one I am going for option 3. Don't worry. It is process dependent. Okay na? Process dependent. If you know the gram staining procedure, if you studied, okay. Otherwise out of NCERT. Don't worry. Okay. That is why I am not much stressing on us. Bah. The best question. I said na, till now I didn't use, all are good, some are average, okay. Ribosomes. Actually ribosomes, already I said non-membranous structures present in both prokaryotes and eukaryote. 70S ribosomes present in the prokaryote, both 70S and 80S ribosomes present in the eukaryotes. I hope you got my word. Ribosome is a non-membranous organelle, consists of RNA plus proteins. Do you remember this word? The RNA present in the ribosomes are rRNAs and different types of proteins. How many different types of protein? There are 80 different types of proteins, molecular biology. 80 different types of protein. Different rRNAs also, if you remember, molecular biology, well, different rRNAs, okay? Now you can understand. Here, slightly it is a misleading question, but okay. Here, ribosome produced means rRNA produced in. That is question, tell. rRNA produced in. Ribosomal RNA produced in nucleolus. Nucleolus, there is a concept behind it. Nucleolus is a non-membranous structure found within the nucleus. Non-membranous structure formed as a result of accumulation of different types of rRNAs, ribosomal RNAs. So, ribosomes are rRNA synthesis takes place at the nucleolus. rRNA means which rRNA? Just I am correlating. One is a eukaryote I am speaking, okay. 28 srRNA, 5 srRNA, 5.8 srRNA. Next one is 18 srRNA. You remember? These, except this one exactly, all these are synthesized at the nucleolus. Which RNA polymerase? RNA polymerase 1. RNA polymerase 1. That is I said. Conceptual important, linked also important. RNA polymerase 1. Eukaryotic nucleus containing 3 types of RNA pol 1, pol 2 and pol 3. RNA polymerase 1 involves synthesis of 28 srRNA, 5SR, 5.8 sRNA, 18 sRNA, RNA polymerase 2, HNRNA and mRNA, RNA polymerase 3, 5sRNA, snRNA and tRNA. So nucleolus, where active synthesis of ribosomal RNA or rRNA. rRNA synthesis mediated by the RNA polymerase 1. The best question in the question paper. Okay, I hope okay. Next one I am going very close to the end. 28th. Cell is a fundamental and structural unit. Cell introduction question, okay na? First option. Anything less than the complete structure of cell does not ensure independent living. Correct. Direct question, okay? Next one is that. Meiosis, this is important. NEET exam important. NEET exam important. Okay, important. Mesosomes are the membrane foldings in the form of vesicles, in the form of lamellae, in the form of tubules. Their function, cell wall formation helps in cell wall formation, DNA replication, respiration, one more thing forget, secretion. But they are not involved in the photosynthesis. Which are involved in the photosynthesis? Bacteria, mesosomes means bacteria. Which are involved in the photosynthesis? Which are in bacteria, cyanobacteria, which are involved in the photosynthesis? Chromatophores, chromatophores, chromatophores. You need to get clarity between the mesosomes and the chromatophores. Okay, a small request. Okay, now the next one. If centromere is a situation, NEET exam important. NEET. Definitely not one time, multiple times. Classification of the chromosomes based on the position of the centromere. Metacentric at the center, submetacentric, slightly away from the center to give the unequal arms. Next one is called as a towards edge, telocentric, slightly close to the end, acrocentric. So close to the end, acrocentric. This question important, 30th question important, NEET exam important. Okay, there are good questions, but one that the best rRNA synthesis, that one question is a very important, okay na? So these are the questions we discussed from the chapters I mentioned, living a world, okay. Next one is a biological classification, cell and cell cycle, okay. Thank you very much, all the best for everyone, okay. So I hope everybody preparing their own best, give the best, okay. Don't regret after the work, don't regret the work. So give your best. Do the work consistently. So, namaskaram. Okay. You can stop on that. Thank you. At the time we started